Okay, at the flea market. Hold on, I want to get that back up here so I know what I'm looking at here. At the flea market, this was $1. This is not the flea market. Just wanted to show this anyway. A recent pickup, Rhapsody, a musical adventure. Might stream that soon. Uh, I was watching Co-optitude, which is one of my favorite YouTube channels. They were playing the PS1 version. It looked like a game that I would have fun streaming on Twitch eventually. Well, we just happened upon the DS version, which I hear is slightly different. I heard it's not tactical, it's turn-based now. Well, actually the turn-based might actually be more my preference. I do hear it's got glitches though, but could still be fun. At that same thrift store where I got this, I picked up this. I didn't realize it was a CD single. I didn't really even look at it. It was like, wow, Testament. I don't have any Testament. I'll buy it. Then it was just a single of the song Electric Crown. A 30-second track called Signs of Chaos. And then the LP version of Electric Crown. Oh, whatever. I didn't really pay attention. Maybe I should have. At a different thrift store, we got 50 Cent. Get Rich or Die Trying. A very special Christmas 3. I have the first two on cassette. Did I pick up one of these on CD recently? Like last year? I feel like I picked up one of these. But this one has a song I like called Oi to the World by No Doubt. Oh, and Christmas Time by the Smashing Pumpkins is really good as well. I'm not sure if I've heard this whole CD yet or not. The first two are pretty famous for some good songs. And if I don't have the first two on CD, I want them eventually too. At that same thrift store, at the same place that I got these two, I also got this. Another crack magazine for my collection. I've been slowing down on my crack magazine collecting because I just don't have the money anymore for it. But if I find one like this, I might pick it up. At a different flea market, all from the same vendor, and these are not in good condition, but they weren't scratched too much. Resident Evil 2 on the PC, of course missing its box and its cover thing, but the discs look pretty good. The discs look pretty good. So it's got discs 1 and 2. Actually, I didn't even look at disc 2. I just looked at disc 1. Disc 1 looked great. That looks pretty good. Just some dirt. These were $1 a piece from this guy. So this looks bad, but I think it's all on the outside. That can be cleaned, or I can just change cases. I have other cases. I might have one that looks like this if I look. This is the Jedi Knight Dark Forces 2. That's what it is. But yeah, all that is all on the outside, so, you know. These two look like they've been sitting out in the rain, and I think the manuals are still damp. I need to dry those out. And there's some dampness on the disc. Gee, I thought this would have dried out by now. Well, I did get these yesterday, but I thought they'd be dried out by now. I didn't realize they'd still be wet. Well, all these were $1. Jam packs, PlayStation Underground jam packs. I used to have some of these back in the day. You know what I miss? And I was foolish to sell them back around 2008-ish, 7-ish, 8-ish. I had all my PlayStation Underground ones that you had to subscribe to. I even had the first one, the very first one that you subscribe through the mail. Oh, those were awesome, and I sold them all. Foolish me. This came from a thrift store, I think. Yeah, thrift store. Those Dark Souls was only $1. Disc looks okay. It didn't look too bad. I think it was mainly dirt as well. Oops. Be surprised how many times you think it's scratches, then you take a closer look and it's just dirt. At thrift flea market. This was a flea market. 12 monkeys for $1. I had a copy of the movie, but I didn't have the real thing. And I love this movie. So I'm glad to have the real thing finally. I like to do that. I like to get the real thing whenever possible. The garage sale for $1, School of Rock. I couldn't remember if I had this or not. I don't think I did. I don't think I owned it yet. But I've seen it once. I liked it. At a thrift store was Eddie Murphy Raw. I think this came from the Goodwill. Eddie Murphy Raw. A different thrift store. This he charged me $2 what the cover's price was. Cartoons, which is a favorite humor magazine of mine from a kid. It's kind of like Mad and Crack magazine, but its main thing is cars. And I've showed these before. A lot of nice humor in these. And my favorite part was the sections where they showed off people's artwork. Sometimes it's people who wrote into the magazine. Sometimes they had special artists. Like over here, My Wheels. They even showed you how to draw. I'm not gonna go in depth in here. I just want to go through a few pages, like how to draw a Corvette. The steps on how to draw a Corvette. I want to do one more artwork. See, that is good stuff there. That is really good artwork. That's what I loved about this. At a different thrift store, maybe the one where I got Dark Souls? Can't remember. Or maybe it was a different thrift store altogether. The Rose soundtrack with Bette Midler. You're gonna think right now, Bette Midler, get out of here. What are you, crazy? This is actually a good movie. It's almost like the life story of Janis Joplin in a way. But I think they decided not to use Janis Joplin's name. I think it was supposed to be, if I remember right, it was supposed to be a biopic of Janis Joplin, but they didn't use her name. I don't remember how that all went on. But I like this movie. I haven't seen this movie in forever, but I loved it back then. So whatever. Judge me. At the Goodwill, they had these for $15 a piece, which I thought was an unbelievable deal. But I guess they're only going for about 20 online, so maybe it wasn't as great of a deal as I thought. I guess this would be volumes 2 and 3 of the James Bond collection, the 007 James Bond collection. And since I found out later that this was only 2 and 3, I decided to buy number 1 myself online, which I haven't gotten in the mail yet. I thought about waiting and not showing these off till later, but I'll show them off again when I get the other one. Show all 3 of them together. They didn't do the movies in order from like the first movie to the last movie. They're all in between. So they got like a Pierce Bronson movie, with a Sean Connery movie, with a Roger Moore movie, and this guy here. What was his name again? The oddball Bond, who did one movie. I want to say George Lazenby, and that's what it is, George Lazenby. I don't know if I've seen this one. Same thing with this one, just all mixed up. But once I get them all of them, I can't even talk. Once I get all of them, the other set, I'm probably going to stick them all in order and chronologically. And we have one more pickup. And there's this beast here that came from a thrift store for $5. And there's this guy here. He is called a Robosapien. And I guess this was the Generation 1 model. I am missing the remote control. I had to look it up to find out what this thing was. And I'm missing the remote control. Which I can get the remote control eventually. My question would be, the remote controls are color coded. Like this one's a red one, so there's a red controller. Then there's a white controller for the white one. Then there's different colored controllers for different ones. But they all look identical. All the buttons look identical. I'm wondering if I have to get the right colored one, because the guy selling the red one selling it for $25, which is ridiculous. While one of the other colored ones is selling for like $15. And if you don't need the right color, I would like to know that. I don't know if anybody out there would know that. Now where's the on-off button again? There we go. That's pretty much all he'll do without the controller, except hit these buttons here. He did something like falling asleep one time when I held him upside down for a while, but then I couldn't replicate it. I'm not sure what I did and what I pressed, but he made like a snoring noise. I don't want to ruin him though. I don't think he'll just fall asleep or anything, will he? Wish I had the controller. The remote control. I heard that you can use any programmable remote control, especially the one with a learn function, and you can program him, but I don't know if I have one of those. I think I'd rather have the real thing because it's got all kinds of different things you can do. Different buttons, different modes. But for $5 that was a good deal because that's pretty cheap for these things. Even a used one like this, you're probably ain't gonna get, even without the controller, you're not gonna find one of these probably cheaper than 20, I bet you, or more. So I think that's everything. Oh boy, I went over the 20-minute mark. Maybe I'll do the Princess Quest in a separate video, and that'll be part 1, and then I'll do the rest in part 2, because it's gonna have to be split, because I took too long. Man, I can't wait till I get this ability back where my videos can be as long as they want again. And that will probably be September 30th, October 1st, somewhere right around there. So, yeah, I'm gonna do the Princess Quest in a separate video. And, that's the end of this video, so thanks for watching.